If you haven't noticed, No Man's Sky has been making big moves lately with heaps of huge free updates on the game, loads of new base building features, rideable giant freaking worms, building beautiful settlements, and much more. But there is one thing that just totally encapsulates the No Man's Sky experience, and that is expeditions. We've had 4 in total so far, and they have a heavy focus on exploration, but with a linear flow in terms of tasks put forward to you. Generally, you will be asked to travel to a location and meet up at a rendezvous point in sequential order until the end, with various tasks to complete in between. Those tasks can be done at any time you want, and it creates a very nice go at your own pace feeling. Hell, the 4th expedition, it took hours of exploration, trading, and tasks to get rewards just to fix your ship to leave the toxic planet you were placed on in the first place. And I mean toxic, it was rough to start off with. Some of the coolest items in this game have been rewards for completing expeditions, like the Golden Vector Starship, which I still haven't gotten from the first expedition. Jetpack trail recolors, new head cosmetics, the Normandy from Mass Effect warped in to add to your frigate fleet, and loads of interesting and unique base building parts. But what makes expeditions special isn't about the rewards, it's about the journey. No Man's Sky launch will forever go down in history as abysmal. Nearly everything about the game was broken, most notoriously the multiplayer system. The game was marketed and sold as a multiplayer video game, and yet on release, 2 streamers spawned in neighbouring star systems, went to the exact same location, and yet weren't able to see or interact with each other at all. Thankfully, this feature has been fixed, and with the anomaly serving as a player hub, it's easier than ever to team up and explore with your fellow travelers. The reason why this is such a big deal is because No Man's Sky is big. Like, seriously big. 255 different galaxies to explore, billions of regions per galaxy, and hundreds of solar systems in each of those, with unique planets and moons to explore, leading up to a possible 18 quintillion different worlds to visit. If that number seems a bit large, it is, and that's kind of a problem. No Man's Sky isn't a multiplayer game, it's a single player game with a minute chance of crossing paths with another player, unless of course you are teaming up with your friends from the get-go. However, No Man's Sky's Expeditions has solved this issue of a genuine multiplayer experience by having one specific starting point for every single person who decides to join in on the fun. This leads to some very interesting outcomes, like helping out a fellow traveler with waypoints and directions to points of interest, trading opportunities with each other, showing off base builds to the thousands of people that come through, creating safe havens amongst inhospitable environments, racing each other in the numerous exocraft available, and even teaming up to take on the elite Sentinel Walkers. The magic of No Man's Sky's Expeditions shines a light on a new way to play the game, but also brings forward the issue that the multiplayer still isn't where it needs to be, and maybe the universe is just a tad bit too big. Thankfully, the community for this game is the most wholesome, helpful, and in general happiest you will ever come across. Bugs and glitches are quite the occurrence, but you will be hard pressed to find anything but positivity and appreciation for the masterpiece that Sean Murray and the team at Hello Games have created. Getting back to the expeditions though, they do have one downfall, but it is rather necessary to make them feel special and unique, and that is that they aren't around forever. Generally lasting for 2 or more weeks, there is more than enough time to get in and have a blast playing and complete everything in that time frame, but sometimes we are busy and unfortunately don't actually have the time to get on and play, which leads us to now. The expeditions have been re-released for any of us to complete again, or for the first time if you missed out like I did with the Expedition Pioneers. I can't wait to get my hands on that sweet Golden Vector. Finally, after many months, it will be mine. Each of the expeditions will be available to play for 2 weeks at a time, one after the other, over the next 2 months. I highly recommend you get in and enjoy the experience while you can, and don't forget to be neighbourly to your fellow travellers. I'll see you out there amongst the stars, pioneers.